Hey beauties, it's Riri. If you're new here, I'm an over 40 lover of all things beauty and I love showcasing indie brands here on my channel. Speaking of indie brands, I just received the brand new NOMAD Cosmetics Bougie palette. I actually have not even opened this yet or looked at it. I do really like the packaging. It was also packaged and like bubble wrapped and everything really beautifully. It is a magnetic little box, and this is as far as I've gotten, so you guys are going to see this in real time with me. Hopefully it came okay. I do always like their packaging. It can maybe seem a little bit aggressive, you know, for all of this, but I still like it nonetheless. There's the outer packaging. There's the back. They are cruelty-free, and there is a 12-month shelf life. I cannot remember who I was watching, but they demoed this, and I've been, you guys know I like warm tones, and I've kind of been on like an orange kick recently. Plus, you know, 'tis the freaking season, spooky season, Halloween, October. And the person demoed it, and I was like, my girl, I need that right now. So, oh, I'm so excited. And I like that brands are starting to do this now. I love that, keeping everything protected. These are removable. Oh my gosh, it's so much more pretty in person. So we have a cute little 9-pan palette. It does bend all the way back, which I like and is important to me. If that's not important to you, then obviously that's okay. But there was just something that was really pretty and unique about it. Like, I don't really have anything like this with like these colors kind of collectively together. And in those shimmer shades, when the person was demoing them, I also used a 10% off code. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Newport, but it maybe was not. If I can remember, I'll put their code and stuff right here. I have no affiliation with the brand. They don't know I exist. I have no codes or anything like that. So I'll do some swatches, and then we will go into a look as well. I have only tried one previous palette from NOMAD, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm thinking quality-wise, this is going to be just as good for me. Oh. I hope everybody is well. Do you guys have any plans for Halloween? Do you have younger kids? Do you guys go trick-or-treating and stuff like that? I'd like to know. Obviously, I'm an empty nester, so, you know, my kid's not here to go trick-or-treating. He honestly, I would like to know that too. He honestly stopped trick-or-treating, I would say, by like 12. But him and his friends would just kind of go walk around the neighborhood and stuff like that as he was like, you know, a teenager and stuff. And then as he got a little bit older, he would just kind of chill at home and help me pass out candy. Or as he got a little bit older, we also started going to the movies. Dry my hands off. We'd go to the movies and then we'd leave the movies and just go buy him whatever candy he wanted. So I'm curious, like, you know, what age were your kids, or what age were your kids when they stopped trick-or-treating and stuff? I'd like to know. But I still pass out candy. We do a party every single year. It's something that I absolutely love. I love to decorate. I love to decorate for Halloween and stuff like that. Like, I love it. Honestly, I think it's like the dressing up aspect of it too is just super fun, even as you become an adult. I don't know. I just like it. I like every bit of it. Hopefully we're going to be able to have our party this year. Oh my goodness. And we have a theme for the year, and this year, wow, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And this year we're going to do something a little different than we normally do, and I tend to go all out. Like, if you've been here for a while and you've heard me talk about like throwing parties or birthday parties and stuff like that, I really like to go all out for my guests. Like, I'm the hostess with the mostest. But I always do, you know, like prizes and games and stuff like that, like prizes for the best costumes, things like that. But this year, we're going to kind of treat it a little bit differently. My sister and I had the idea of doing something Call of the Wild, and it's still kind of up in the air as of right now. Like, hopefully we can make it happen. But we're going to do Call of the Wild, and it's going to be kind of a Madagascar meets like the carnival type thing. And we're going to have like carnival games and stuff like that. And then instead of everybody kind of feeling pressure to wear like a full-on costume, if you will, we are just going to tell everybody to be a different animal. And our thinking and our thought process with that was, that's a look, y'all. everybody can wear a onesie, and like that's what we're gonna wear. I'm either gonna be a frog, axolotl, or a unicorn. Y'all vote down below, let me know what I should be, or if you think something different. So we're all literally just gonna be wearing onesies. So first of all, comfort, hello, convenience, and then each of us, instead of wearing the costume for one night, we can actually use the onesie and sleep in it. So I'm excited as hell, you guys. Hopefully we can make it happen. Like I said, y'all vote down below and let me know what animal you think I should be. So yeah, that is kind of our thought process with everything. And then we're going to have like pin the tail on the donkey. We're going to have like blow up balloons and do like the dart and balloon thing. We have cornhole, different things like that. So I'm so excited, y'all. I love this time of the year. And I understand that a lot of people, I'm just going to kind of point because I'm just going to run my mouth today. I understand that a lot of people, do I do 2 looks? I feel like I should, because I kind of just want to do these 3 and then maybe something deep and vampy with these. We'll figure it out. I'm going to go into Glam Reaper, I think, first. And it's like a black matte, but it's like a sequin formula. There's like purple and green and blue flecks in here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll do one eye with these and one eye with that. And that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And then you guys can just kind of see, I guess, what I'm doing. But anyways, we want to do that where we do all the games and stuff like that, little games, the carnival games, circus games, whatever you want to call them. And I'm super excited about that. And then we have cornhole. We like to do like a little bonfire and stuff like that. And then we set up our tents. We have a big 10-man tent. And now, do we go camping? No. But do we like to camp in our own yard? We sure do. You don't even see the glitter that much on here at all. What I generally will do is kind of lay the mat down and then press on top to hopefully get some of the sparkle. I feel like, honestly, sequin shades, I know a lot of people don't like them because I'm not seeing this, but with having that little bit of like mica in there, it makes for easier blending, so I'm not mad at it. But in saying that, like, we like to do a bonfire and do karaoke and stuff like that, and we like to just camp out like in our yard. And then when people come to our house, because we have a very small home, we're kind of afforded the opportunity because of that to be able to let people sleep outside. And I know other people might be like, what the hell, I would not want to go to someone's house and sleep outside. We love it. Like, our friends love it. So we love to do that. And we set up like the big 10-man tent, and we put all of like the blankets and pillows and tons of air mattresses and stuff like that. And then Brett and I have our own little, you know, like a small tent just for us or whatever. And it's just, you guys, it's so nice, honestly. And you know, if you're not a drinker or whatever, then, you know, go past this point if you need to. But if somebody is drinking, it is kind of nice too that, you know, first of all, we want people to obviously drink responsibly, not drive and stuff like that. I cannot stand that. I think if you drink and drive, you're a piece of shit. But we want people to obviously be able to stay and be safe and be able to, you know, partake if they want to. And it's super fun too, because, you know, the tent is so big and it feels so nice outside. You know, it's not crazy cold here in October just yet. Normally, generally around Halloween time, we're in like the 50s, 60s-ish, and then maybe like 40s, 50s at nighttime. Like, it's not, in my opinion, it's not cold, like for what I call cold. So it's perfect for having the bonfire and then doing the tent and stuff like that. And obviously throughout like the evening, people can just you know, go into the tent. So we like keep it open and again, have a bunch of mattresses and pillows and blankets and stuff like that. So everybody kind of just chills in there too. And it's just super fun. It's just a different way of, I guess, you know, entertaining. And then people can obviously, you know, literally just waltz right over to the tent and just go to sleep when they're ready to go to sleep. So I love the idea of obviously, you know, doing the tent and stuff, but then doing the onesies, because then as it does cool off in the evening, you know, and people are like tired or they, you know, by the end of the evening, I know for me personally, especially if you are somebody that, you know, you wear makeup and you kind of go all out for your Halloween costumes, it never fails, you guys, that if I am wearing makeup for my costume, because I am so incredibly tired, regardless of if I have, you know, alcohol or not. I'm just so tired and worn out and overstimulated by the end of the night that I inevitably will not wash my face. Okay. Whereas with this, with doing the onesies and stuff like that, I will either wear no makeup or I will wear like a little something something to maybe just kind of match whatever the onesie is that I'm wearing. But I also feel like it's a little bit less pressure to feel like I have to do a full face of makeup and invest the extra time in that on top of prepping for a party and cooking and cleaning and, you know, doing all the things. Which I love entertaining, and I say this all the time, regardless of how bad my pain is or how bad my anxiety is or how overstimulated I may get, there's still something that I love. And I always say this even to my family. They're like, look, if you're tired, you know, don't do this or don't do that. And I'm like, you guys, as long as my body and my mind will allow me to do these things, I'm going to do them, because I do know that there's going to be a time in my life that I'm not going to be able to do all the things that I love to do. So I just take advantage of it, and I just remind myself in those moments of being overstimulated, being in pain, whatever the case may be, I'm like, you know what? You're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. And I allow myself grace as well. These perform beautifully. They look really pretty. I am gonna take this open fluffy brush and just kind of fluff my edges. This is gonna be the deeper, darker, more vampy look, so I don't mind it being deep, dark, and vampy. But I do like to feather my edges. But I want to also kind of remind you guys too, you know, whether or not you host or whether or not, you know, it's a Halloween thing or it's more for holidays or whatever the case may be. I just want to encourage you to like give yourself some grace and remind yourself, like, it's okay to take your time. It's okay to, you know, like I remember when we had carpeting at our other house and it was an older home, you know, we rent, it was an older home. And I was like, man, this carpet is nasty and it's dirty. It was, you know, just stained. It was an old carpet. And every time before we'd have company, I literally, you guys, I would do my baseboards. I would clean the carpets. I would spend 2 full freaking days cleaning. And I was like, dude, I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm literally not going to do that anymore. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Yeah. So give yourself grace. And, you know, of course I'm still, you know, my house, just full transparency, it's always clean. Like, I don't generally keep a dirty house, and not shaming anyone that does, like, baby, you do you. What I'm saying is, like, my house is not generally so dirty that I feel like if people are coming that I have to, like, freak out and, like, oh my gosh, you know, now I have to clean or whatever the case may be. But in saying that, like, give yourself grace and remind yourself, first of all, the people that are coming to your house should love you unconditionally for who you are. I'm going to go with a flimsy brush. I love the shift in this, and I don't know that you guys are going to see it, but wowie. And all of these sparkles, also wowie. Oh man, that is stunning. And I know I've done a look very similar to this recently, but like I said, you know, it's Halloween time, you guys. I'm allowed to repeat my looks if I want to. Alright, I'm gonna leave this here for now. We'll kind of zhuzh it and all the things once we finish this eye. Remind yourself, like, it's okay to not have everything, to not have everything perfect all the time. It is okay if a house looks lived in. But, you know, if things are not 100% perfect, like, it's okay. People are coming to spend time with you and have a good time and stuff like that. And I feel like if you're being a good host, hostess, whatever the case may be, then people are going to be attracted to that. People are still going to come into your home and they're going to have a good time. I honestly believe that. And I hate that I did, like, stress myself out so much when I was younger. Because I was so worried about, oh my gosh, you know, my house is clean, but it has to be perfect. How dare me have a pair of shoes laying on the floor? You know, how dare me have clean clothes laying on my bed or whatever the case may be. And now I just don't give a shit. I just don't care anymore. You know, like I said, it's more for me and for, you know, at least my group, you know, my friends and family and stuff. The time spent together is more important to us than anything else, and that's what I focus on, and that's what I hope you guys focus on. I want to add some depth to this, but I know I want to use this shade. I think I'm gonna I might mess this up a whole lot. I'm gonna go for the pink and really tuck that into the crease. Also quite pigmented, but you know, I've learned to just kind of slow down a little bit and just take a breath and allow myself to literally just live in the moment and be human, and that is okay. It's more than okay. Your best is always okay, and you are okay, and you are enough. So yeah, all that roundabout stuff to say, you know, I want to have a good time. I want to live life, and I wanted this year's party to not put me in that space of everything has to be perfect, everything has to be this way, and then I'm gonna, you know, spend all this time prepping and stuff, but then I'm gonna spend, you know, 2 hours on makeup or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm also not, you know, I just want to be super comfortable this year. And of course, like, nobody's obligated. Like, if people don't want to wear a onesie and don't want to be an animal, like, they don't have to. But I just think the idea of doing that, maybe like a bobbing for apples type of thing, and having like circus type foods or whatever the case may be, like, I just think it's a really cool idea, a really fun idea. And again, we'll do, you know, karaoke and stuff, and we have cornhole, and we just have a good time. And we have such, we don't have a lot, like a large group, family group and friend group, but we have quality over quantity, and the people that are in our lives, they are incredibly special to us. And I just want it to be about, let's spend time together, let's have some fun, and I think we're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna try, let me kind of swatch these separately. So this has got a little bit more of like a gray base, and this one's lighter. So I think I'm gonna tuck this one. Oh my word. Honestly, this shade is what made me really buy the palette. I was like, ooh, that is gorgeous. So I'll put this towards the ball, and I am gonna clean this all up. That is why I do like to do my eyes first. So I'm not really worried about any, you know, glitter fallout or anything like that. And then taking this shade, and I like that when you blend them together, they're kind of their own shade, and then you can put them on separately. Oh, that is so yummy. I love that so much, you guys. This really reminds me, and obviously I purchased this before getting the Gourmande Girls palette. It definitely reminds me of the shade that I love so much in that palette too. Ooh. That is pretty. Both of these look exactly like I wanted them to look. I would have liked to see, just because y'all know me, and that's just me, and I know not every palette has to have that. I like a light, bright, fiery, you know, like sheer inner corner shade or something like that. That is personal preference, and because I don't have that in this palette, I am going to go into this green. And I'm also a fan of a bright neon inner corner. So hopefully this looks okay. Hopefully it looks decent. I feel like it looks good. So I'd like to know, do you have a theme for Halloween parties or kind of parties in general? I like to, even if I'm doing like birthday or whatever the case may be, I like to have a theme. Like, I like to do, you know, hey, let's do a 90s theme this time around. Or let's do, you know, everybody wears black and white, or everybody wears, like sometimes if, you know, like for my own birthday or something like that, my favorite colors are pink and yellow. So I'll be like, you know, everybody has to wear pink or yellow or whatever the case may be. And of course, you know, with my son, we don't really generally do like more themes now. Like, that's not him, you know, at this current stage in his life. But when he was younger, we definitely would do that, kind of whatever he was into. And I feel like we probably all kind of do that, whatever you're into at the time, or who, you know, whomever you're posting for, whatever they're into. I feel like we tend to kind of gravitate towards, you know, a theme based on that. All right, I am satisfied. Again, I would like to have seen a really bright shade, so I am gonna cheat just a little tiny bit, y'all, just a little tiny bit. And I am going to go into my Noctilucent palette, and I like the limey green over here, so I'm leaving that, but over here I do want to pop something at the top and on the inner corner here. So I'm going to go into Far Out, which is a beautiful iridescent shade that's got a beautiful flush of purple in it. So I just want to take that, I'm putting it on this brush here, and just picking up more so like trying to get the sparkle from it. Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. I love that. Now, of course, you know, I didn't have to do that. That is just a preference for me. Oh yeah, I like that. I think even though I like the limey green over here, I'm going to go into Enlighten in this palette, and it's got a lot of kind of like greeny yellow to it. I just think it'll enhance it some. Ooh, yeah. So do you do themes? Do you not do themes? I want to know. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I think it performed beautifully. I felt like with the original palette that I did try that it wore beautifully throughout the day, and that's incredibly important to me. I think I'll just kind of show you guys what I'm doing, and we'll just kind of keep chatting if that's okay with y'all. And I know these videos, if I'm kind of really chatting and talking, they can tend to get a little longer, so I do apologize for that, but I know a lot of you really love longer videos. And in saying that, do you prefer longer videos? Do you not like longer videos? I am curious. So I'll just kind of show you what I'm using, and we'll just kind of keep talking. So yeah, I love the fall season. I love like every bit of it. And like I was kind of mentioning earlier, where I know that a lot of people, like I thrive during this time of the year, and I know a lot of people do not. I am the opposite because I do not deal well with heat whatsoever, and not just like, oh god, it's so hot. It's every aspect of it, like allergies, being outdoors, grass, flowers, and like I can't tolerate any of it. and it sucks. But then I'm very, very sensitive to heat, and have been since I was a little girl, to the point of just being nauseous and not feeling well, throwing up, nosebleeds, you name it. So like I always say, unless I'm like in a body of water, I don't care for the summertime too much. Like I love being in the water. I am a water baby. I like getting tan, and I like the actual sun itself, you know, being in the sun. You know, the sun is good for us. It's healthy for us. So I understand that part of it. I just don't like all the other stuff that comes with it. Bugs and all the things, and just not feeling well. So when it, and I think that's why it's kind of synonymous to me personally with like October, is because in October is generally when it starts cooling down for us. So when I say, you know, I thrive during this time of the year, I think a lot of it is because of the weather, and that's why I feel good mentally, because I'm not hot, I'm not uncomfortable, I'm not feeling nauseous and feeling sick and stuff like that. And, you know, as somebody that has a bad tummy, and I have a lot of tummy issues, when you already feel bad and you're also feeling not, you know, hot and nauseous and stuff like that, baby, it's not good, okay? So yeah, that for me, I think is why, like even taking, you know, Halloween and, you know, Christmas, thanks, like taking everything out of the equation, like I would still thrive during this time of the year, specifically because of those things, and because it does cool off and it feels so much better, and it's easier for me to get outside and really actually enjoy life and spend time with friends and family outdoors. I really, really, really like this time of the year. And then kind of from here, obviously we move into, you know, the other holidays for the end of the year. My son's birthday is at the end of the year, you know, New Year's, just kind of all the things. And I don't know, there's just something about this time of the year. Hello? There's something about this time of the year that I love. All right. Oh, that is so beautiful. I cannot wait to show you guys these up close. All right, I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in shade 2. And I love this. This is one of the splurges. Y'all know I don't buy a lot of luxury makeup at all. And like if I do, it's through Sephora sale, or if I'm lucky enough to get it, you know, in a subscription box or something like that. But this is a product that I think if you're on the hunt for just kind of a true matte type of, you know, of bronzer, but that you can't ever do too much, but it lays beautifully on the skin, specifically if you have more dry, mature skin like myself. It's just beautiful, and it does look airbrushed on the skin. It does give a beautiful, you know, like diffusion to the skin. And I like that when I'm a little bit lighter in like the cooler months, it's never too much. But then if I want to pack a punch in the summertime, I can kind of use this year round, and I like a product like that. But there's just something about how this lays on the skin that just is lovely, you guys. I love it. Alrighty. And then next up, I couldn't decide, so I might use both. But I originally was only going to play with this orange side over here, but I'm just going to use these all over. So ignore the cheeks on this side. Okay, this is the Sephora blush in Tropical Dawn. And it's like peachy, burnt, reddy-ish. It's just stunning, and it has a beautiful level of glow to it also. And then this is one of my favorites. This is the Fenty Cheeks, the Suede Powder Blush. This is just a crush, and it's also leaning more peachy and has a little bit of like a sheen to it. So I think I might pop this on and then maybe do a thin layer of this on the top, and it can be more like a highlight shade. I will say, if you are using these Sephora highlights, Sephora blushes, they are pigmented. They pack a punch. But I will say they do also last a long time on the skin. Y'all know that's really important to me. And they just look really pretty on the skin and stuff too. And with this versus this one right here, this has a sheen, like a very soft lit from within type of glow. Whereas the Fenty one, like, I would not use highlight using that blush, if that makes any sense. Oh, that looks so pretty on the skin, you guys. Oh, I love this eye. I mean, I love this one too, but I recently did it look like this. All right, now I'm going to grab more of a highlight type brush, and these are quite pigmented, so I'm not going to pick up much of this, and I'm only going to use it as more of like a topper and use it more like a highlighter. Ooh. Ooh, I want to know what y'all's favorite candy is too. And when you buy candy for trick-or-treaters, do you eat a lot of it? Do you go through it? Like, you buy like a big bag of chocolates, let's say, and then like by the time Halloween actually comes around, you either have to repurchase candy or you've already eaten like all the good stuff out of it? I'm curious. All right, I'm literally just gonna go in on this side with the deep purple and run that on the lower lash line. I'm gonna tap this off. I feel like I need to use the pink and the orange probably. So maybe I'll do pink on the outer. Ooh, that packs a freaking punch, y'all. And I like that this, I mean, even though it's quite unique as far as like for a Halloween, like spooky season type of vibe, I like that. I do feel like, just kind of based on this look over here, this is very like tropical, very like summery and stuff like that. And then if I wanted to come in here, I could even kind of stay a little bit more neutral. I kind of speak to that a lot, where if I wanted to go in with this shade, it doesn't have to pack a punch. I can go in and use an open fluffy brush, pick up very, very little, and then pair that like with this and this, and you're still going to have a like a softer look. And then I like that this lends itself to being, for right now, or it's also kind of spring summery. So I like that it's Halloween. Definitely it says Halloween and spooky season, but I don't feel like you're limited to only using it during this time of the year, if that made any damn sense at all to y'all. I'm gonna go back into the orange again. Okay, see, I done messed myself up because I was gonna do one eye, so I had everything set out to specifically go with this eye. So I'm gonna go with this little ColourPop liner. And it's like a yellowy but leaning gold and has a little bit of shimmer to it. Ooh, yeah. And honestly, I think I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do that. Like, these pictures are not gonna look the best when I do these pictures, y'all. Let me wipe off my lip oil. And then I had already chosen this ColourPop glowing lip. I have no idea what the shade is. Desert Aura. This is old as dirt, but guess what? I don't care. And I use it every summer. It's beautiful. And then to top that, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty. This is in Mango Margs. And it smells so damn good, y'all. Ooh, pretty. And then on this eye, I'm going to go in with my fine liner in the white. It is my favorite eyeliner of all time. Like, incredibly pigmented, creamy, but has hold, has staying power, does not budge until you want it to budge. They're phenomenal. They are phenomenal. I am going to curl my lashes and throw on whatever mascara I decide to throw on. I'll come back and give you guys some final thoughts. And those are my two completed looks using the brand new Bougie palette from Endsley Rain Cosmetics. I like the overall color story. I like that it's a smaller little 9 pan. I like that we can go in and go very deep dark grunge. I would like to see a lighter, brighter inner corner brow bone shape. That is a personal preference. Everything performed beautifully, layered well, and everything else. I like both of the looks that I did. I also like too that I could play this up to a more kind of tropical vibe, but it's also still Halloween or, you know, pumpkin season, fall season. And then we can go over here and go a little bit more deep, dark, kind of sultry, more moody, and you can kind of mix and match them as well. Like, I definitely could go in here with these two shades and pop it with any of the shimmer shades. I could go in and do the pink and the purple. I could go into these, all 4 of these mattes, and do like a sunset type of vibe. I'm happy to have this into my collection. I like the packaging and stuff like that as well. I would like to know what you guys thought and which look is your favorite. Comment down below. Let's have that conversation. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers this year, and I can only do it with your help. So if you do like what you see, please consider subscribing and give the video a thumbs up. You can also hype the video. You can turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload, and there's a join button down below you can click to become a channel member for some exclusive perks. I love you all. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.